Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Bruchim Habaim, welcome. We are very excited to have our musical guest this evening. You know him as Rick Recht. We're excited to sing some songs, and we are in the middle of 3 holidays, maybe 4 holidays if we count the time period of the Omer. But we just yesterday observed Yom HaShoah, the day when we recall those who lost their lives in the Holocaust, and we acknowledge and honor those who are survivors of the Holocaust. And coming up, we have Yom HaZikaron, the day in which we remember those who lost their lives, who have lost their lives in defense of the state of Israel. And the next day, the very next day, we celebrate with Yom HaAtzmaut, the day of Israeli independence. And so I'm going to open this evening with a poem by Israeli, German-born yet Israeli 20th century poet Yehuda Amichai of blessed memory. And it's called My Child Wafts Peace. My child wafts peace. When I lean over him, it is not just the smell of soap. All the people were children wafting peace. And in the whole land, not even one millstone remained that still turned. Oh, the land torn like clothes that can't be mended. Hard, lonely fathers, even in the cave of the Machpelah. Childless silence. My child wafts peace. His mother's womb promised him that God cannot promise us. We must work together to build peace in the land of Israel. And so tonight, this Shabbat, as we celebrate that we have the state of Israel and we celebrate Yom HaAtzmaut, Israelis' Independence Day, we will also focus this evening on wishing and praying for peace. And we begin by welcoming in Shabbat, by lighting our candles. Now you'll see that our candles are already lit, and I thank Cantor Eicher for doing this. But this is also a time that if you have candles at home, then you can also light your candles at this time. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our day be among those who kindle light. And we say the bracha, the blessing for kindling our Shabbat candles together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And if you have wine or any kind of liquid substance, but also you can make the Kiddush over challah if you do not have any libation of any kind. Mishnah Berurah says so. But on page 123, if you wish to stand, we are raising ourselves to a higher plane of holiness when we stand for the Kiddush. And we sing together now the Kiddushat Hayom, the sanctification of the day. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodesho be'ahav v'ratzon hinechir lanu zikaron lema'aseh Bereshit, ki hu yom techiro, ligroe kodesh, zecher letziot Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'chorta ve'otanu, ki dashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uverotzon hinechaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. How's everybody doing out there? I've got to tell you, I feel incredibly blessed to be here on the Bima tonight with Rabbi Bellows and Cantor Eicher, with Art and the crew. Y'all give it up for Art and the crew working so hard to make this all work. You know, there's been a lot of making it all work all year, and we were talking before the service, there's been a lot of blessings and a lot of opportunities. I have to say this week I'm particularly feeling blessed as we observe these holidays in Israel and commemorate the holidays in Israel. I'm feeling blessed that my son Kobe has been in Israel since September, having the time of his life on a gap year program. I'm feeling blessed for our health of our family. I'm feeling blessed because today is my anniversary with my sweet wife, 21 years. So very, very, very blessed for that too. Yeah. But most of all, I'm feeling very blessed to be with each and every one of you tonight, raising your voices and singing and making Shabbat with us here together. Let's sing together. Shir LaAdonai, sing unto God a new song. Shiru LaAdonai, LaAdonai. Shir Chadash. You sing.
Chadash.
Beautiful. Shiru LaAdonai,
LaAdonai.
Kol haaretz, Shiru LaAdonai, Baruch Shemo, Masru Yom Yom, Yeshuvato. Shir LaAdonai, you all sing. Shiru LaAdonai,
LaAdonai.
Shir Chadash,
Chadash.
Shir LaAdonai, Shiru LaAdonai,
LaAdonai.
Kol haaretz, Kol haaretz.
Haaretz.
We continue singing these words that were written in Sfat so many years ago as we turn our attention to the east, the Middle East tonight, to Israel, and celebrate. Lecha dodi,
Chadodi.
krat kala,
Matkala.
Shabbat,
Shabbat.
kabila,
Kabbalah.
Chadodi,
Chadodi.
krat kala,
Matkala.
Shabbat,
Shabbat.
kabila.
Kabbalah.
Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Ishmiyadu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad,
Shabbat,
Kabbalah.
Kabbalah.
Oi b'shalom.
Please rise.
Ateret ba'ala. Gam b'simcha u'zola.
Ochemunehi am sekula. Boi chala, boi chala, boi
L'chadodi,
chalodi,
l'krat kala,
kad kala,
l'shabbat,
nei Shabbat,
l'kabela,
kabela,
l'chadodi,
adodi,
l'krat kala,
kad kala,
l'shabbat,
nei Shabbat,
l'kabela, l'chadodi,
adodi,
l'krat kala, l'shabbat,
Shabbat,
l'kabela,
kabela,
l'chadodi,
adodi,
l'krat kala,
kad kala,
l'shabbat,
nei Shabbat,
Kabbalah, L'chadodi, 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 L'chadodi.
Please remain standing.
Yalla la la la, yalla la la la, yalla la la la, yalla la la la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Amvorah Le'olam va'ed Le'olam va'ed
Yalla la la la, 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 yalla la la la. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated.
And now at the top of page 154, if you are following along in your Mishkan HaTefillah Sidurim, we continue with the chanting of the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher Anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantaham levanecha v'dibareta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uverechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מי כמוך, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. Who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? When Moses and the children crossed the sea, they sang to you its songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai? You sing Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nehedar b'kodesh.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובן בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. אמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובן בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת, וינפש וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת
Please rise if you are able. Na 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 Donai. Na 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 Svatai tifta. Na 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 ufi yagi. Ufi yagi tehilatecha. Na 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 Donai. Na 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 Svatai tifta. Ay 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 ufi yagi. Ufi yagi tehilatecha. Na 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 Donai. Na 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 Svatai tifta. Ay 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 ufi yagi. Ufi yagi tehilatecha. Na 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 Donai. Na 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 Svatai tifta. Ay 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 ufi yagi. Ufi yagi tehilatecha. Na 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 Donai. Na 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 Svatai tifta. Na 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 ufi yagi. Ufi yagi tehilatecha.
Page 166. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanoro El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Ve'Konei Hakol Ve'Zocher Chazdehafot Ve'Imahot U'Mevi Ge'ula Livnei V'neihem Le'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah, page 168. Atagi bol ulam Adonai, Mechaye hakol hatarav lehoshia morid hatal. Mechalkel chayim v'chesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofeh chorim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato nishenei afar. Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido meroch, Melech memit ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. Page 170. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please be seated.
We continue with silent personal prayer. Ose shalom bimroma hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Shalom bimroma hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru We continue with a healing prayer. The words of Moses, El na rifa na la, the words that he prayed to God when he knew that his sister Miriam was sick. He said, El na rifa na la, please heal her now. Please heal the soul. El na rifa na la, refuah shlema. Inarifanala, please heal the soul. Mishepera, Abraham, Sarah, Yitzchak, Rivka, Yaakov, Rachel, Leah, Inarifanala. Refuah shlema Edna Refanala. Please heal his soul, Edna Refanala. Refuah shlema Edna Refanala. Please heal his soul.
Our thoughts turn to those in our community who are in need of healing, healing of mind, of body, or of spirit. If you have the name of somebody that you'd like to think of at this time, somebody in our community, somebody not in our community, somebody that you have in your heart, maybe you don't even know their name, but somebody that you think maybe you could say their name out loud, put their name out into the universe, and give them that little extra oomph that they may need. If your custom is to rise and say their name, I invite you to do so at this time. Say their name aloud, or keep their name silently in your hearts and in your minds.
Misheberach Avoteinu Kor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor abracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim. Blessed are you, God, who heals the sick, and together we say, Amen. Once again, we're so honored to have Rick here with us tonight. Thank you, Rick, for all the beautiful music so far. I've got some announcements for everybody. This Shabbat, tomorrow at 9 a.m., is Torah study, as is every Shabbat, so you can feel free to join us. You can find the information for that on our website. At 10:30 a.m., Mazel Tov to the Klein family. We have the bar mitzvah of Adam Klein. Adam Klein is becoming bar mitzvah. We have a ceremony to celebrate it. We have some upcoming events that I'd like to share. Join us for a series of virtual programs highlighting Israelis and the various communities within Israel because of this time that we're in, where we have Yom HaShoah, Yom HaZikaron, Yom HaAtzmaut. And so we have the Sundays of April 11th through 25th at 1 p.m. on Zoom. Again, you can find that info on our website. And that is April 11th. We have Beta Israel, about the Jews from Ethiopia, the Beta Israel. April 18th, we're learning about Moroccan Jews from Ethiopia. And April 25th, the Arab citizens of Israel. Join Cantor Eicher for Pirkei Avot study via Zoom on Saturday, a bunch of Saturdays in April and May. April, 6 of them. Is it starting tomorrow? Starting tomorrow, April 10th, 17th, 24th, May 1st, 8th, and 15th at 3:30 p.m. Join us for a discussion on disability, leadership, and community called Dreams Never Dreamed with Coleman Samuels. That'll be on Sunday, May 2nd at 10 a.m. And finally, learn the history of where our scroll came from by joining via Zoom on Monday, May 10th at 7 p.m. for the Czech Scroll story from World War II to the diaspora, story of one of our very own scrolls that we have here. Now, we are in the period of the Omer, as I said, and we customarily will count each day of the Omer. Remember, each day starts in the evening. And so we will do that. If you have a Siddur, I invite you at this time to please rise and to turn in your Siddur to page 570 as we count this new day of the Omer. Hineni mukhan u'mezuman lekayem mitzvat aseh shel sfirat ha'omer. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah, the commandment of counting the Omer. And if you have it in front of you, or if you know it, you can join in with me in Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Our praise to you, Adonai, sovereign of all, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to count the Omer. Hayom shlosha asar yom shehem shvua echad v'shisha yamim la'omer. Today is 13 days, which is 1 week and 6 days of the Omer. And you may be seated. And as we are celebrating Israel this Shabbat, I thought it would be appropriate to share the original poem by Ukrainian-born Naftali Hertz-Imber. The original poem that inspired Hatikva, the Israeli national anthem. And it's called Tikvatenu. Od lo avda tikvatenu. Our hope is not yet lost. The ancient hope to return to the land of our fathers, the city where David encamped. As long as in his heart within a soul of a Jew still yearns, and onward towards the ends of the east, his eye looks towards Zion. As long as tears from our eyes flow like benevolent rain, and throngs of our countrymen still pay homage at the graves of our fathers. As long as our precious wall appears before our eyes and over the destruction of our temple, an eye still wells up with tears. As long as the waters of the Jordan in fullness swell its banks, and down to the Sea of Galilee with tumultuous noise fall, as long as the barren highways the humbled city gates mark, and among the ruins of Jerusalem a daughter of Zion still cries, as long as pure tears flow from the eye of a daughter of my nation, and to mourn for Zion at the watch of night, she still rises in the middle of the nights. As long as the feeling of love of nation throbs in the heart of a Jew, we can still hope even today that a wrathful God may have mercy on us. Hear, O my brothers, O my sisters, in the lands of exile, the voice of one of our visionaries, who declares that only with the very last Jew, only there is the end of our hope, that hope that we all have, Hatikva, the hope that we all have for peace.
As we have Israel in our minds and our hearts this evening, we remember our hope that there will always be in Israel, that there will always be safe places to sing and to raise our voices and to celebrate just like we're doing here tonight. This is the hope. I'll sing, you sing. Let's do it together. This is the hope.
This is the hope.
The hope is still real.
The hope is still real.
A Jewish hope.
Jewish hope.
In Yisrael.
Yisrael.
This is the time.
This is the time.
We stand as one.
Stand as one.
If not now, when?
Not now, when?
We must be strong. Our
Hearts
turn to the east. Yeah, this is the hope that holds us. Hatikva.
Hatikva.
2,000 years.
2,000 years.
Pray for freedom.
Pray for freedom.
Rain and tears.
Rain and tears.
This is our faith.
This is our faith.
This is our voice.
This is our voice.
This is our promise.
This is our promise.
This is our choice. Our hearts turn to the east. Raise it up. Come on. This is the hope that holds us. Hatikva.
Hatikva.
The hope that will last forever. This is the hope that holds us. Hatikva.
Hatikva.
Hope is still real. This is the hope.
This is the hope.
The hope is still real.
Still real.
Land of peace.
Land of peace.
Israel.
And we now turn back into our Sidurim. If you have a Sidur, we are ready to begin concluding our service with Aleinu L'Shabeach. And for that, we will turn to page 586. And if you are able to, I invite you to please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 591, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be, and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. This Shabbat, our congregation's heartfelt condolences go out to the friends and the family of Irving J. Stein. And this Shabbat, we're in the period of Shloshim for Gloria Goldblatt, Michael Arthur Kahn, Janice E. Pascal, Bobby Plager, Faye Stern, Chester Wallowitz. And this week, this Shabbat, we recall the yahrzeits of and we lovingly remember Lena Katz Alter, Birdie C. Bialik, Irma Blank, Warren Brodsky, Julia Schwartz Brown, Alfred Lewis Choten, David L. Cohn, Ethel G. Dubinsky, Saul Eckert, Esther Engel, Clara L. Essler, Harold Furman, Anna Finkelstein, Anna Cantor Fishman, Morris Goldberg, David Goldstein, Lillian Goldstein, Claire Goldstein, Rose Grossberg, Morris Huber, Arthur Eichen, Sol Jaffa, Meyer Jaffe, Dorothy Jasper, Goldie Kessler, Robert Ketcher, Lottie Rader Kipple, Joe Clearman, Samuel W. Kopman, Brian J. Koslow, Minette Levin Kretschmar, Martin L. Lansnar, Sam Ben Lappeman Jr., Elliot David Lesavoy, Jonathan Michael Levy, Herbert F. Lewis, Yetta Loomstein, George H. Lures, George K. Lures, Nathan Mayer, Catherine Kitty Morris, Joseph Niederberg, Jacqueline Oberman, Edward Poskover, Scott Benjamin Rosen, Meyer Rudman, Louis Roven, Sheldon Sabbath, Frida S. Schramm, Catherine Sirks, Ruben Rudy Surratt, Jenny Siegel, Lillian D. Siegel, Dr. Henry Sills, Hannah Solomon, Herman L. Sparber, Paul Steinman, Pearl Shukar Stolar, Bessie Sussman, Mildred M. Tulper, Lottie J. Walker, Samuel Werner, Emma Shore Wides, Isidore Wise, Sidney P. Wolf, Annie S. Yatter. Zichronam livracha. May their memories forever be a light and a blessing to those who love them. We now turn to page 598, and we join in as one community with Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. And again, if you are able to, I invite you to please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye chon v'yomei chon, u'v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei al-maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal shemed kudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, Imru, amen. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens above send peace down here to us, to all of Israel, and to all the world. And together we say, amen. Once again, I want to thank our musical artist in residence this Shabbat, Rick Recht, for being with us and for helping us to celebrate Israel and to pray for a time of peace together. And we start that by sitting together, dwelling together, being together as brothers, as sisters, as family, as friends. And now that people are starting to get vaccinated, we're getting closer to the time when we can do that more and more often. And it begins by sitting down and being together and celebrating our love and our peace.
Hine matovu manai Shevet achim yam yachad. Hine matovu manai Shevet achim yam yachad. Hine matovu manai Shevet achim yam yachad. Hine matovu Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim Shevet achim gam yachad. Just you sing. Hine matov. Hine matovu manayim Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim Shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat shalom. May you have a Shabbat of peace.
Oyevo shalom aleinu, oyevo shalom aleinu, oyevo shalom aleinu, ve'akulam salam, aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, salam, shalom, salam, aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Shalom aleinu, Oyevo shalom aleinu, Oyevo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Oyevo shalom aleinu, Oyevo shalom aleinu, Oyevo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Oyevo shalom aleinu, Oyevo shalom aleinu. Oyevo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Oyevo shalom aleinu, Oyevo shalom aleinu, Oyevo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom, salam. Salam, shalom.